Bison Media Zone with Jeff Kolpack, Sam Goetzinger, Mike McFeely, following a big win for North Dakota State. Guys, it was a good first half. Second half, a little lackluster by NDSU standards. What do you guys think of this one?
Oh, I'll go.
Okay. you can't leave us hanging, Sam.
My bad. First one, I'm still getting the kinks out.
We're newspaper guys
I'm
have to
getting
tell
the
us what
kinks
to
out.
do.
Okay, Jeff, what did you think of this?
Well, defensively at halftime, I'm thinking, okay, maybe a little bounce-back performance here. They had, I don't know, certainly less than 100 yards rushing before halftime, and Towson really wasn't going anywhere. And I thought, okay, on the game story, that's where we're going. Then the second half happened, and their running back goes 72 yards for a touchdown. They end up with 205 yards rushing after 270 last week against East Tennessee State. Now it's a win. I mean, that's just, defensively, I think there was a slight improvement, not much. But Cam Miller, goodness gracious, that guy is on fire.
He was fantastic today. Just 2 incompletions. What do you think of his play?
Yeah, and I mean, he was fantastic, as you guys said. He was completed, I think, 14 straight passes to start the game. He hit Chris Harris on a big 49-yard reception, which was a big, I think it was 3rd and 16, something like that, to complete that pass. He said it was actually sort of a misread by him. He thought they were in zone. They were actually in man, so he had to kind of adjust. But Cam Miller's playing at a level that is as good as any other quarterback has played at North Dakota State. I'm not saying
something.
I'm not saying that he has the physical skills of the Carson Wentz's, the Easton Sticks, or probably even the Trey Lances, obviously. But Cam Miller is right now doing things offensively with what he has that are as good as anybody that's come before him, and that's really lifting the team, I think. The Bison clearly have some issues to work on defensively. They got the run game going a little bit today, which is Marty Brown looked really good, 126 yards rushing. Had the most carries, by the way, for a Bison running back since the spring season of 2021 when Hunter Lipke had 28 against UND right out here. But the offense is humming for NDSU. Cam Miller's leading the offense. If you could play defense, that would probably help the Bison right now, but they just kind of are where they are in that area.
Wanted to ask you about Marty Brown. Do you think there's a number 1 guy now after the performance he had?
Yeah, no question. And I think we saw this coming in the first 3 games where he was a guy getting a little more yards after contact. He got a lot more after, I think, today on yards after contact. He's just not – he's plays bigger than what he is. You know, he's, 205 pounds. But he bouncy. He's kind of bouncy, and he'll bounce off that first guy. I thought he ran so hard. There's a couple plays where he just kept dragging the pile. 3 touchdowns today. There's no question he's the guy. And now – I mean, can you give the other guys enough carry to give them a break? I mean, a little bit. You can't run them 20. I suppose you can, but
well, why can't you? I mean, the other teams are running their stud running backs 25
times.
We've gotten to a point with North Dakota State football the last several years after Hunter Lipke that they've gone by running back by committee. And oh, by the way, they've mixed in the quarterback run so much that in the last 2 years, that's all we've talked about, Jeff. Prior to this season was Cam Miller and Cole Payton are the leading rushers for NDSU, and they're the leading ball carriers for NDSU. They finally seem to have found a running back that they can depend on to carry it 15, 16, now 25 times a game and get some production out of them. Marty Brown, as you said, I'm going to go back even farther than early in the game. I thought fall camp, when you and I were in practice, they'd give the ball to Marty Brown. He would put his foot in the ground, as they say, and make a cut, and you'd kind of go, whoa, this guy's got some juice there. There's some pop there. We've seen that. He's physical. He breaks tackles. He carries the pile. He's done that several times. We haven't seen that from Bison running back now for some time, and certainly not this season with anybody else. So I think they have to keep going to him. I mean, just keep feeding the beast. He's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, there's
no tread on the tires, right?
No more pitch count.
There.
No more pitch count. And maybe I got too used to the pitch count that we've seen in recent years. Oh, don't want to give him too much, don't want to get him hurt.
Last year it was rare for a Bison running back, now not quarterback, running back, to get 10 carries a game. I looked back during the game to see the number of carries, and it was 6 carries for Tamarick Williams, 5 carries for Barika Penu. They don't have that many backs this year. Give the kid the ball. Why take him out of the game? Give the kid the ball.
What are the thoughts on the special teams? In the first half, or even all game, it was a weapon, block kick, Jackson Williams with the punt return touchdown. They did have a little flub on a fake field goal. What was the thoughts on the special teams today?
Yeah, Jackson Williams, who I'm doing my column on, found out just before the game he's going to be the punt return guy. Takes his first punt return, and I thought it was almost Christian Watson-like speed when he got to the edge a little bit and beat guys who had the angle on him. That's Christian Watson. That's what Christian Watson used to do. And I'm not saying he's Watson yet, but he's fast, and that's the kind of speed I think has been missing. Jaden Price could do that too. I mean, Jaden Price returned 5 touchdowns in his career, 5 punts for touchdowns in his career. But this guy, he's got that extra little gear there.
We talked about it last week at East Tennessee State that when he was returning kickoffs, Jackson Williams, and when he got in the game to catch a pass late in the game, he's a guy that didn't, again, go down right away, that he can run past guys, he can get to the edge, run around guys, he doesn't get caught, and he's going to be a weapon this year for NDSU's, not only the special teams, I think they can work him into the offense as well, because he can get around the end, he can beat guys with his speed, and they don't really have, Bryce Lance has been a great receiver for him, he just doesn't have burner speed, and I don't think anybody else out there really has that breakaway speed for the Bison.
Jet sweep potential there too, I think, with Jackson Williams.
What's the where's the mindset with both of you guys? Illinois State next week, conference play starts next week. Where are you guys thinking this team's at right now?
Great question. I think okay. I mean, number 2 in the country. I think they're doing fine. I mean, 3-1, lost to Colorado. Defensively, you need to shore it up. I mean, if you're going to win a conference title and make a deep run to Frisco, you can't do it giving up 200 yards rushing a game.
No, and that's going to be the question. Is the offense is fine? Bison are going to score points. But can this defense stop the teams in the Missouri Valley Football Conference enough to get off the field and not give up 30 points a game or 24 points a game? Because when you go on the road to Illinois State, to Southern Illinois, the places you have to go in the South Dakota late in the season, you can't be giving up 250 rushing yards a game and expect to win road games. You might win some here. You're not going to win road games giving up 250 yards. They haven't seen anything yet, okay? They haven't seen UND's running game. They can run. Fighting Hawks can run the ball. They haven't seen Southern Illinois' physicality. They certainly haven't seen South Dakota State's physicality. So the head coach of Towson today said, you know what? They put a lot of pressure on their safeties to make plays. We thought if we could get past the line of scrimmage, get the one-on-ones with their safeties, that we could beat them. Where else have we heard that before? We heard it last week at Tennessee State, East Tennessee State. They said the same thing. There's clearly an area that opposing teams are going to attack. They're attacking it, and so far, NDSU in the last 2 weeks doesn't have an answer for it.
What do you guys think of the Hall of Fame recognition? Coach Bull back in here today, standing ovation at halftime. What did you think of everything and just having him back in the building today?
Yeah, nice touch by the fans. Gave him a standing ovation and a really loud ovation at the pregame coin toss. You know, I covered Craig for 11 years, and the Craig we had on our pregame show was not the Craig we covered during coaching days. You know, a little loose. He doesn't have that hard edge of coaching anymore, and certainly put this program on the map in the Division I level. I thought it was a really good day for him.
What did you think, Mike?
I was waiting for Craig to work in some hard edges,
galvanized,
some well-pleased, some galvanized. Didn't get any of those.
No,
but
that's what I say. It's different Craig.
It's just a very loose Craig. But it was nice. It was nice for the fans to give I think he actually got 2 standing ovations, one before the game and one at halftime. We saw some of that during the game with the way the Bison ran the ball. I think we'd like to see some Craig Bowl-era defense here as the Bison move into the Missouri Valley Football Conference.
I do want to share a story before we go. On that 4th and 2 in the 4th quarter, Bull, I was standing next to a majority of the game, wasn't sure about the play call to go for it. After it, he walks down the sideline, looks at Coach Polisek, gives him a thumbs up, attaboy Timmy, and then goes on.
He would have taken the field goal, though.
Yeah, so it seemed like he was pretty happy.
Take the points!
He was pretty happy with the go for it call.
And he would not have liked the fake field goal either. He would have given Polisek the thumbs down on the fake field goal.
Any final thoughts from you two?
No, they have to get better defensively. They're still the second-ranked team in the country, but they have a chance if they get better defensively.
All right, Jeff Kolpack, Mike McFeely, Sam Goetzinger. We'll see you next week at Illinois State.